Hello and welcome back, everybody. HeirofCarthage here. It is great to be with you, and I am back in the Tomb King's Old World campaign. Now, this will be a slightly different spot than what you saw me in last time. You may be like, Air, why are you skipping? Well, it's a huge map, and I want to show you all more of it. And if I just, am able to do episodes, anywhere from like 40 minutes to an hour long, it's going to take a very long time for me to expand. So I played about an hour and a half with my boys. They liked the Tomb Kings and they were watching me. And so I played a little further on, and basically what happened was Wurzag declared war on me. I promptly kicked his butt and took his territory, which was Bitterstone Mine, Dragonhorn Mines, and Ekrund. And then, while I was over there, of course, while I'm gone, I got war declared on me by the Caravan of Blue Roses, and the vampires had 5 stacks. I did save some replays of some battles that I wanted to show you all, but then the patch deployed, so probably all of them would have desynced anyway. But, I mean, they weren't, like, amazing, but I was able to defeat his armies. It was mostly skeleton trash, so all you have to do is snipe their leaders. In the meantime, the vampires did take Teeth Snatch's fort from me. I need to take it back. They also took Stormhenge. The bad thing here is I had some good recruiting buildings that they tore down. Not before I was able to do some recruiting, though, so you'll notice that I have some, better units in here. I have a unit of Tomb Guard. I had the Necropolis Knights. I think it's mostly this other army where I brought those in. I've got a couple more of my regiments renowned. We've got the Blessed Legion and the Scorpion Legion. I've got the Kepra Tomb Guard. I have a second army here where I finished the research to get King Wakaff, who was the Wakaff of the First Dynasty. I finished some more research to make my skeleton units stronger, and I'm now working on the Second Dynasty because as the Tomb Kings, we don't pay any upkeep or recruitment cost, and it's the same for our Lord. So you want to have as many armies as you can, so it's good to get that research out of the way. Now, to make your armies more potent, you need lots of buildings in order to get more of the unique units, not just skeleton spam. I do need to rebuild Stormhenge. We're going to need to rebuild some recruiting capability here as well, so I'm going to be working on that. We need to go up to Tooth Snatch's fort. I can't quite get to it on this turn, but I can move up to the edge. Or not. It says I have movement points, but at least it looks like it. It may just be showing the characters in there. So, skill points wise on these characters, I have this Lich Priest of Nehekara that I stuck in this army. I got a Tomb Prince also. I got the Restless Dead to start with, which is going to give us a little bit of healing. It's very little, but we'll get a little bit of healing every time we're casting. Now what we're going to want is a spell that we can cast pretty often. So we want something that's cheap. Like, see, this one only uses 6 magic, and it gives increased damage. We could put that on our skeleton archers in that army, or this one, the Incantation of Protection, again, only 6 magic, makes something 40% ward save. This is another cool spell over here, this Spell of Vengeance. It's 9 magic, but it just slows something and then causes some damage. It's good against other units, so I mean, all of these are fine. Let's get Nehru's Incantation and then this one, so we'll have a couple of pieces of magic to unlock, and the more we cast, well, the more healing we get for our troops. Now, I've got Prince Kekatef here, and we're going to get Desert Strike. And then with my other Tomb Prince, the way I like to upgrade my characters is I like to go through hard to hit first if I'm doing their yellow skill tree, because melee defense just is essentially like getting hit points. The more hits you shed, the longer you live, the better your life is going to be. Says we have upgrades available, but I'm going to hold on those. I've been saving some Canopic Jars. There's a couple reasons why I've been saving those. We're going to need them, for instance, to like unlock this dude in the Second Dynasty. We're going to need them eventually to be able to craft things at the Mortuary Cult. So we're going to hold on to those Canopic Jars for now. I did use some rituals. Now, rituals are something that we mostly saw with those Warhammer 2 factions, but I did use some rituals to get another Casket of Souls. It cost a lot of gold. It was like 3,700 gold, but the Casket of Souls is absolutely devastating against infantry and archer formations, so they feel very well worth it. So I've got 1 Casket of Souls in each army. Now, of course, Katep eventually will be able to be mounted on a Casket of Souls, which will be very useful for us. All right, my second army here does need another unit. But in the meantime, I can push it forward all the way up here to Thief Snatch's fort, and we can retake that. This was previously ours. I'm going to take it back off of the vampires there. Now, I gave the vampires a severe butt kicking over the last few turns, and it's now going to be time for us to go pay them back. They've got Deadgate and Crooked Fang Fort, and it looks like multiple other settlements that we're going to have to deal with. So both of our armies will need to kind of just go full speed into the vampires. Now, if we run into multiple vampire armies, we might need to team up again. I was using my two armies together, but for now I'm going to hope maybe they can function independently, but we shall see. We shall see. So I got Sunscorched Bones, Elite Cavalrymen. Let's remind me what else I got on this army. Yeah, I mean, the Cavalryman's a good one, and so is the Sunscorched Bones. Let's go ahead and head back in here. That might be all I need to do there for now. We could improve the fighting capability of my Tomb King, which is probably not a bad idea. If I go through Route Marcher, we could do Soul Reaper, which is going to help replenishment. We could eventually get to Lightning Strike. Perishable wouldn't be bad. That one's not bad. Yeah, it kind of just depends here. Let's do Route Marcher. It's not bad to have a little extra campaign movement range. Stick another skill point into Nehru's Incantation. And then we've got one more over here with this Tomb Prince. We finished Hard to Hit. I then like to go to weapon damage. Ultimately, I will put some upgrades on melee attack, but I usually go with damage and defense first. That's just me. You can choose to focus that however you think is best suited for your army. I'm gonna actually save just a little bit of money just in case. We do have a commandment available again here. We might want to do control and corruption minus here. I did have it on growth earlier, which is certainly good, but I have some of these set to the control because I'm not there to help maintain the leadership, or sorry, the happiness in these settlements. Might be able to put in this one right here just to earn a little extra income. That might be worth it. All right, let's go ahead and end our turn here. But yeah, I really like the Tomb King's campaign. I'm curious what you all think. Do you think that their mechanics are on par with what we have from like the best Warhammer 2 factions, the good Warhammer 3 factions? Do you feel like they're there? I mean, they've got the Realm of Souls. They have the Mortuary Cult. Their tech tree is quite unique, and they get access to those special lords. They don't have to pay upkeep. They don't have to pay recruitment cost. What do you all think? To me, the Tomb Kings feel pretty unique and interesting. I don't think we're going to actually take the damage from the Vampiric Corruption. I think the Vampiric Corruption only causes damage if you're living. I don't think it counts against undead units, so we might be good. Could be wrong in that, but I think that's the case. We definitely want to keep pushing against the vampires. I do not have an agreement to move through Teclis's lands, so I'm just going to push this way towards Crooked Fang Fort, and then it says I can recruit a Carrion unit. I don't think Carrion's going to be very good against vampires. Nehekara warriors would be good, but I can't actually recruit any because, oh, we have the Eyes of the Desert, Sepulchral Stalker. That would be a nice add. Give some mass and actual killing power to this army. There we go. Thank goodness for the Regiments of Renown. And let's go ahead and skip another turn end here, and we're going to start striking back against the Caravan of Blue Roses. Plus, in my opinion, like the strategy I'm going to take here, I want to build, obviously, as many military buildings as possible right now. Income will come to me, and I think the best way to get to it is from winning battles and taking enemy settlements. You get income when you win those. So Tomb King income is low, so I think we just keep fighting, and then the more territory we take, the more military buildings we can place, which means the more strong units we can get into each army, which then means we are even more capable, along with our research here. As I'm doing this, my research is going to unlock a third army, and so I'm hoping that we can kind of, you know, just stack all this up. I'm actually thinking this could be really good on a Nehekara Horseman for now. This is going to be a decisive victory, so let's just take it and occupy. So see, that's giving me some reward, And of course there's upgrades that we can do where you get even more money each time you take control. And then see, look, by taking this building, that's going to give me an additional 2 Nehekara warriors that can be recruited. So again, this is very good news for us. Let's go to Crooked Fang Fort. This is a walled settlement, but maybe a little trickier for us. We must have units that can attack walls, though. It's saying medium casualties. This could be risky if there's another vampire army right behind this one. It could be weak for when it shows up, but I'm going to go ahead and auto-resolve that again. Though I probably need to play at least one siege battle now that the patch has landed. But it looks like we're going to be able to march right on through the vampires here, and replenishment is looking excellent. Is this gives us carrion and control. I mean, control is actually probably not a terrible thing at the moment. I'll probably leave that there, at least for now. This one's also adding control, which again, probably not a bad thing. I'm going to actually go ahead and spend a little money to build this. When that completes, I'll have the possibility of getting another Tomb Guard, especially if I complete that one too. I think with the 2 of them, that might unlock some more Tomb Guard for me. Tomb Guard are really good against the vampires, and it's because the vampires have limited anti-armor capability with their infantry. They certainly have it with their monsters, leaders, magic, that kind of stuff, Black Coach. But vampires, infantry-wise, are terrible against armor, with the probably the exception of like Graveguard, Great Weapons, and Cairn Wraiths, both of which are a little rarer. So, but either way, the Tomb Guard give us very solid options against the vampires, and something we want to take. Oh, look, now we've got the double casket. That is going to make us significantly more powerful as well. So, attrition, melee attack for Ushabti. We don't really have a lot of Ushabti right now, so that's not a huge concern for me. Let's go ahead and get Route Marcher so we can march a little farther. And then as far as our Lich Priest, Lure of Light here, we've got all of this higher tier magic racked up. We've got Replenished Troops racked up. We can make them cause terror. That would actually be pretty handy. Not against the vampires, though, but that could come in handy later. Missile resistance also not particularly helpful against the vampires. This one's not bad here. Let's go ahead and take that. And then our Tomb Prince here. It looks like I had finished up Woundmaker. We got Desert Strike. We've done Conquer. This is the point at which I kind of like to maybe start throwing some points in Blade Master, because I've improved his melee defense as best we can. He's in a Chariot at the moment, which makes the melee defense a lot lower. You can always switch him back to a Skeletal Steed if you feel like that fits the playstyle you need. But the Chariot will be really good against Vampire Chaff. So I feel like that would not be a bad idea. So see, this is going to give buffs to Tomb Guards. This one would give it to the Ushabti. This one would give it to Caskets. This one would give it to Skeleton Archers and Sepulchral Stalkers. And we do have both of those unit types here, which gives extra magic, better ambush success chance, and more missile strength. That's not bad, and we could play on this later by putting more Skeleton Archers and Sepulchral Stalkers in that army. That could be kind of a fun flavor for that army, so I'll keep that one in mind. Let's go ahead and do Evasion here. I can open up that higher tier, and then let's do Tomb Strike here again, so again I can open up that higher tier there, and now we're ready to end our turn. We don't have any more money. We are gaining Canopic Jars. Again, that's good. We're going to need quite a lot of them. Eventually, I will want to build the buildings that are going to give me the trade goods, because those get used in the production of stuff at the Mortuary Cult from the Canopic Jars. You also get trade goods. It's very much like the Dwarves' Rune Forge. You do. They're obviously kind of takes on each other, but that's fine. I like that feature, the Rune Forge for the Dwarves and the Mortuary Cult here. It gives the faction a lot of potential to customize, which I find quite fun. I'm actually going to hit an... Is the stance? I'm going to hit the stance where I can replenish for a turn, but go ahead and keep moving forward. There's a Beastmen army in my way up here. I'm not at war with them. They're taking attrition because of the vampire taint in the land at the moment. I may kill them on the next turn. But for now, I'm going to move up and keep replenishing. Just kind of keep myself in a strong position. This vampire army is behind me, They may come and retake Crooked Fang Fort. It's not a huge deal. I can turn around and just get it if I need to. I'm not terribly concerned about it. I would be more worried if they came over and started pestering me at Teeth Snatch's fort, but of course, we're starting to get our garrisons back over there. We're going to need some more money before we really spend anything, so I feel like this is another turn-in opportunity for us. Even if I did build those buildings, which give me the extra growth, we don't really have the money to get to the good buildings because of it. Yeah, those guys turned around and started raining near Dead Gate. I definitely don't want those armies behind me, but it's so small. I'm not serious. Oh, look at that. The Beastmen sacked that settlement before I could get there, which is actually a little frustrating because then that took away some rewards for me and tore down the buildings that I could have made use of potentially. I'm a little bit irritated by that. Alright. Alright, so we secured the Crooked Mountains, and I'm going to have to rebuild here, but I don't have the money to do so because I had to spend it all to colonize. If I can reach this other settlement on this turn, which I cannot, it's going to say we could potentially earn the money for that. I think what I may do, since this army is about to reach them up there, I may just go ahead and turn this army around and lay a trap here. And we'll let this army on the next turn head over to Karak Asgal. That should be good. One turn till I finish that building, which means that it should be one turn before we finish it here, too? Yes, okay. Which means I may be able to get more Tomb Guards soon. Let's go ahead and do this Control and Corruption, because there is a lot of Vampiric Corruption here still that we should get rid of. Otherwise, I feel like so far this campaign we've been quite successful. Like I said, I did have to fight about 4 or 5 stacks of vampires. And with the vampires, I didn't get a chance to show it because I did save the replays, but I wasn't able to show them because they would desync at this point. With vampires, and you're playing as the Tomb Kings, you're not going to do well in just like a head-to-head infantry chop with them because the vampires are going to have tons of chaff. The best way to get the vampires with the Tomb Kings or with any other faction is to snipe their leaders. And with Helman Ghorst, that becomes exceptionally easy because he's an easy target, especially when he's on his corpse cart. So Skeleton Archer Horsemen, Skeleton Archers, Chariot Archers. I was able to snipe Necromancers and also Helman Ghorst, like I said, with relative ease. It was not difficult for me to take them out of operation. I'm going to actually keep moving up behind this army. Oh, look at this. He got an extremely fortuitous Raise the Dead, or something like that, where he got Terrorgeist, Vargulf, Hexraise, so this guy is totally cheesing it, which the AI will do this from time to time. They'll totally cheese out some units. And the vampires can do that, legitimately, in certain situations. So it's not total garbage that they have some of those units, as it is theoretically possible. I'm just going to keep saving a little bit of money. I need to keep winning some battles. Winning battles and taking settlements is the best way to earn money with Tomb Kings, otherwise it is just painfully slow. You can certainly start building income buildings everywhere you're able to. Oh, look at this. He cheesed out even more units. He got 2 more units of Hex Wraiths, a Blood Knight, Cairn Wraiths, and got Helman Ghorst back. All before we fought. Yeah, again, it's so conveniently timed, but don't think about it. Hey, I just happened to finish off a rather nice Doom stack with my faction leader right when I needed it to fight against you. I swear, if this really is a coincidence, then it is the most amazing list of coincidences I've ever seen in the history of games. I swear it's cheating. But that's okay. It'll make for an interesting battle here. And we should be able to win this still going away. As long as we have some magic to deal with the ethereals, which we definitely should. We have the casket. Katep has, magic ammunition in the casket. We got magic ammunition on this casket. Don't believe any of my other units have magical damage, so To bear that in mind, I have a banishment, I think, available to me. We do. And we have the Shim's Burning Gaze. So we do have some tools to use against the vampires. Now, since I'm going to do damage from long range with my, what do you call it, our caskets, it behooves us to back up, especially since the enemy attacked us. There's no reason for me to get hasty. And so what I'm going to do is kind of twofold here. I'm going to go ahead and deploy, just going to drop my units back over here. Do I have magic? No, no magic ammo. We do have sundering ammo. The Legion. Yeah, it would be nice to have some magical attacks right now, but we do not. Okay, let's go ahead and start the battle. Now, the first thing I want to do is I want to get both of my caskets back here in firing position, because the AI is going to start approaching me. I'm going to put my Tomb Guard and Spears up front, because they will be better at warding off a charge. Nehekara Warriors for a little bit of extra oomph in the second line. Then Skeleton Archers. All infantry is going to go into defensive, so they don't try and pull through an enemy unit when it routs. Again, I'm pretty sure they attacked me. I don't think they can just sit back on their butt. Maybe they think they can, I don't know, but I don't think that's really an option for them. Stack up my units right back here. Necro Knights, there we go. Pretty sure they have to come attack me. I don't know why they're sitting still. It's vampires. I don't believe they have reinforcements coming. And I don't believe they have the means to force an attack off me. Do I have my Lich Priest on a horse? I do. I could take the Tomb Prince to escort him just in case he were to get caught. Let's go give them a little motivation. I've got 250 range on Shim's Burning Cheese. And the Burning Cheese will be pretty effective. We have a huge magic reserve here too at 99. We've already got 51 down in the ready here. What is this? Increased armor. I don't need increased armor piercing. Magic is basically armor piercing onto anything ethereal because they have so much physical resistance. There goes our Burning Cheese, and it is Missiles 2.0. Well, I can't say I was terribly impressed with that. It looks like it all went into a single Hexwraith entity. Maybe this one is intended for, you know, hitting large. What is the AI doing here? It's very odd behavior from them. That got their attention. I do get healing every time. Well, no, I think it's every time I do the Lord of Nehekara. I don't know what the AI is doing. I'm going to head back out here and get another Shim's Burning Gaze. See if I can kill some more entities here. If it still just goes after like a single entity there, I might start launching that towards the Terrorgeist, to be honest. It did the same thing, like it's just popping a single entity there, which means this is definitely behaving like it wants to be used against a single entity, so I'll use it on the Terrorgeist. Normally it would kind of spread out and do some good damage into something like the Hexwraiths. We're going to be able to use this spell pretty often. What kind of armor? 80 armor on a Terrorgeist? I'm not going to waste the Overcast, though. It's just... That was pretty good. That wasn't bad at all. And I can do this about every 15 seconds. And like I said, I've got a pretty solid amount of magic at the moment. I would like to have at least one banishment to get rid of ethereals. But, I mean, doing some damage to these Terrorgeists will be well worth it. I do have a net of Ammontok, too, which I could use to net all 3 of those Terrorgeists feasibly. And then I could plow them with my Skeleton Archers. Another solid hit there. Yeah, this looks like it's a pretty good single-entity poacher. Only cost me 5 magic every time I cast it, too. We can get at least a quarter of the health pretty easily off of this unit. Alright, this has definitely got their attention. Vampires are being pretty slow and methodical with their approach. Not a bad idea. Usually the vampires get in a big rush and come up single-handedly and get themselves killed, so they definitely shouldn't rush up. Let me single stuff out, though. I'm going to try and irritate them into doing so. Alright, my casket has opened up over here, and it is targeting Hex Wraiths, which is definitely an appropriate target. Any of that cavalry is an appropriate target. That's a Blood Knight right there that we just targeted. I think they're wasting their heals on their Terrorgeist, so that's also good for me. Like, the Invocation to Heck costs more magic than mine. Oh, look at that. Yes, stay blobbed up, please. They're splitting up their Terrorgeist, though. I don't like that. But I am getting them to use their... Let's focus fire over here onto these 2 Hex Wraith units. Alright, they've got a Blood Knight. Or sorry, a Black Knight headed towards me. Let's get over here. Let's pop some Burning Gaze out there. They're dodging my artillery pretty effectively. I'm gonna net this whole bunch over here and then probably banish them. Okay, they're about to get netted, so I'm gonna actually turn these archers in just a little bit. Tip play. There's the net. And then I'm gonna drop the banishment out there. Look at these guys walking into the net. Well done. Well done. The banishment actually didn't connect very well right there. It's really not great for me. Let's focus some Terrorgeist right here. Oh gosh, our Skeleton Spear is getting hosed pretty good. We've got another Terrorgeist, or sorry, another unit of freaking crap, Hex Wraiths. I can't get my mouth open right. I'm gonna take my Necro Knights and get ready to hit that first Terrorgeist that runs in here. They'll probably go for my caster, so let's go ahead and fall back here. No, they're not going for my caster. Strange decision. They're going for my Lord. Fair enough. And then the other one went for my caster, so they did. Alright, I don't want to lose a lot of bows. Try and move those away. We got a Vargulf headed our way, and then our Tomb Prince is in it with a Terrorgeist. It's not an ideal fight for us, but it's a fight we have a chance at, and then I can use these blades right here. Alright, let's hit play. And then I've got this Storm ability that I can drop on a bunch of these Ethereals as well. To try and finish them off. This might be a good place for it right there. Tomb Prince in there. These Terrorgeist got way beyond their skids here. They should struggle. I'm going to try and spread my archers out a little again. And I'm going to focus my horsemen in on the Terrorgeist. The Necro Knights are doing a real number. My Tomb Prince is in a struggle. And I'm going to actually refocus my units out here on that Grave Guard. Our front line's holding. It ain't beautiful, but they're holding. I cannot seem to get my skeleton archers free of this unit there. I'm going to try and back them up a little more. Nahakara Horseman doing okay there as a stopping power. Tomb Prince doing well. Necro Knights coming in clutch here. Grave Guard should get dumpstered. Skeleton Archers took out the Vargulf. There's a Black Knight and a Blood Knight. Let's focus the Blood Knight with their archers. I need to get one of these cavalry like spread across this unit a little better. There we go. Let's maybe surround it a little more. And then let's do a little bit of a buff here. Woo! Let's debuff that dude.
Obey me.
Get a little help there. And then let's drop another little storm ability over here. We got rid of the Cairn Wraiths. Got our storm up. We did a lot of work on the Blood Knights. Let's see if we can focus on old Ghorsty. That Terrorgeist keeps bumping into my archers and pulling them back into the fight, which is not great for me, but you see my Tomb Guard here is a little bit worse for wear.
Eternally loyal.
Oh man, my prince.
Forward.
Run, Princey.
Forward. I move.
Alright. I haven't lost enough units to fill the Realm of Souls. I forget my Tomb Prince is in a chariot. I was thinking he was anti-large, so he actually did pretty darn well. I was using him like he was anti-large, and he's definitely not. That little protection. Alright, there we go. Alright. Well, it wasn't the world's most beautiful victory, but it was a victory nonetheless. And my poor Tomb Prince is like, I'm in a chariot, bro. I almost feel like we need to switch that particular Tomb Prince back to a horse, because the anti-large is going to be helpful in this army to help protect Katep. For the anti-infantry, I can do more stuff like the caskets and stuff, and the skeleton archers. Yeah, we should make a bit of a change in that regard. We could pick up some extra treasury, which would be quite nice, and we get an extra 20% movement range here as well. We need that treasury. Let's snag that. Alright, so make our way through this turn in. So we got rid of a major vampire army. That was probably the last hurrah there from the Caravan of Blue Roses, but won't counter vampires before they hatch, because boy, they really come out of the ground what seems like spontaneously. Yeah, see, this army, even though we totally defeated it, they got away and got to keep a bunch of their units. And remember that was nerfed recently by CA. It used to be even worse. Crooked Fang Fort has walls, so hopefully that will slow any losses there. Karak Asgal will be ours. And then there's just their mines, I believe, is their last settlement, though I could be wrong. I don't know why we're taking medium casualties there. There's no reason why I should take medium casualties there. But we replenish quickly, so I'm not super worried about it. Unless an army comes screaming at me from over there. We did pick up this building here, too, which will give us access to more Nehekara horsemen. Right now, I think I'm inclined to keep the archers and the chariot, but those Nehekara horsemen may come in handy soon enough. So we'll keep that building, I think, for the time being. Let's go ahead and get this Soul Reaper. And then let's take care of... I like I'm sitting here playing a game. It's like, hey, Windows scanned your computer for virus. Well, good for you. I'm busy. Feel free to notify me at another time. Let's do Restless Dead there. And do an upgrade on Burning Gaze, and then let's grab Exorcism. 2 more points in Blade Master there. And then let's go to the details here on this Tomb Prince. And let's change his mount back to the Skeletal Steed, which should, yeah, change us to... And the Nun gives us AP. Yeah, so Skeletal Steed, we get AP anti-large. That is what we want, I believe, at the moment. As far as equipment goes, I do have a Dragon Helm, which isn't amazing, but it's a piece of equipment rather than no equipment, so we shall give it to him. And our other Lich Priest here. There's a Scroll of Leeching, Forbidden Rod, Earthing Rod. Earthing Rod's Power Stone's actually a pretty good one. Scroll of Leeching's not that amazing. I don't know why it like ranks as better. In fact, I could just take these 2 things and fuse them. That gives me an Obsidian Blade, which is very powerful indeed, and would be a either a nice touch on Wakaf here, and he's in a chariot now too. I want him in a chariot. I The rest of his army is capable enough, though. Yeah, I don't think I want him in the chariot either. I think I'm going to stick him on the skeletal steed. And then I do think I'm going to put that obsidian blade on him, because that is going to really increase the strength here and give a significant amount of armor piercing. It doesn't make it a bulk of armor piercing, but it's a lot. So now this guy will be a force to be reckoned with. And then that opens up the fencer's blades, which I could then stick over here on Katep, who has terrible stats because of his artillery piece that he's rolling around on at the moment. Okay, so let's get back over to the skill points here. Incantation of Skullstorm is pretty good. Incantation of Desiccation is also a very nice debuff. It affects all enemies in range as well. Both of those are pretty good. I guess we'll work on both. And then Tomb Prince here, we can finish up training. There we go. So we've got units chevroning up faster. We got a good piece of equipment there from that fuse. We've got a good amount of money now because of our victory over the vampires. I believe I'm going to drop in some growth here. This, like I said, we can now build this, which we want to do. Not particularly interested in the buildings there at the moment. I would like to get this built back. And that's going to leave us with maybe an opportunity for some more growth. Did I build growth, or did I accidentally put income over there? Has me wondering now. Here guys go. Okay, yeah, we did growth. Okay, excellent. All right, let's end another turn. We need to catch that last army for the Caravan of Blue Roses and then push into their final settlement. What I think is their final settlement. If we can go ahead and extinct them, we'll possess, I believe, like 3 provinces, maybe 4 in total. They went ahead and sieged Crooked Fang Fort, which means I'm going to catch them. So that'll be an end of their armies, feasibly. And then we can try and get the extra cash on that battle end screen. Then we'll kind of see, like, what is our next opportunity for expansion. Like, ooh. I mean, that's pretty good, but 40 canopic jars is quite a prize. Busher discovered. Where is he at? Okay, he's over by our settlement, so we'll want to take him out too. He's basically raiding us. Let's get rid of the vampires here first. They might try and run away. Shouldn't get too far from us. And then, alright, we're going to catch and rid ourselves of them. Let's take the extra treasury. If I now go into an ambush stance where these guys can't see me and then move over here, I might be able to replenish and then hit these guys hard on the next turn at full strength, because they do have 3 Cygors. I have to respect that. I mean, stacking multiple Cygors is a little bit concerning. Thief Snatch's fort is back up. Put this chariot building in there. I think we had that earlier, and I need to rebuild it. I can build both these growth buildings, and then I probably... I think it's going to hurt to have the extra growth out here since I have the money for it at the moment. Let's go ahead and build those. And then we'll keep trying to get money by winning battles. Let's take care of our skill points here. So net, Shim's Gaze. Let's finish net, because that'll reduce the amount of magic cost to use the net, and the net is a very good spell. Excellent. Now end our turn. Get prepared for the next step here. So far, so good. I do want to hopefully get a big battle in here. We did get the one battle, which was not bad. There was a lot of vampires there, but hopefully we'll be able to get another one. But I feel like we're securing our homelands here nicely. If we could kind of get a trade bargain struck up with Teclis, that would be really helpful to have some allies. And then we got that Kislev faction to our west. Again, if I can kind of strike up a little bit of a, a working arrangement with these factions. I'm going to keep moving this way. I want to catch this army He could run away from me if I do it right now. So what do we got over here? Serpent Sphinx. That's more greenskins. They would be a good target of opportunity. The top knots over here concern me a little because they're raiding me. I'll need to march over there and deal with them. So I'm losing some money right now on a raiding issue, but we can fix that. I'm gonna move all the way up here to the edge of my territory. And yeah, the Caravan of Blue Roses is backed all the way up in there. Then we've got dwarves over here to our north and east as well.
Long have I fought and suffered for my people.
They kind of like me right now. If I look at their wars, they're at war with Clan Wars. We haven't discovered them yet, so we can't declare war on them. Let's just kind of remind ourselves, like, what's going on with Teclis over here? I thought I had access to discuss things with Teclis. Yeah, there we are.
I realize you can know no rest, but must you?
We're neutral with them. If we join their war against the Hallows tribe here in a minute, that could probably buy us at least a non-aggression pact, possibly military access. So we will check into that shortly. They are trading with us still, which is good news. Clan Angren wasn't quite interested in trade yet, nor do I have much to offer them at the moment. We also want to make sure we understand there is a Book of Nagash here. If we get out to the sea there, we can potentially get to a Book of Nagash that's relatively nearby. Where's the other one? Okay, up in the mountains. Okay, alright, well, some Books of Nagash not too far away. Let's go ahead and end our turn again here. Hopefully finish off that caravan. I really want to get those beastie boys taken care of. If we get the money and the upgrades, we should be able to start getting access to Tomb Guard halberds, more Tomb Guard, more Nehekara warriors, and we can start to upgrade our armies. These guys are about to declare war on me. No, they want a non-aggression pact. No, we don't want that, because we're going to use a war against them to make friends with Teclis. So we will use that to our advantage.
Arise, legions.
Look at this, the Caravan of Blue Roses running away. It's like, why would defend our province when we can just run away? They might have one more settlement back there. I can't quite tell.
Nehekara will be mine.
Right, so the vampires have paid the ultimate price. Okay, they do not. And that is likely a Skaven settlement. That's probably Clan Moors, come to speak of it. So if I go and discover them and then use that in the diplomacy screen, and then look here, there's some pretty valuable... Those gemstones are pretty valuable. They leave Teclis. Well, we got a mission here, the Orc Purge. Give me a little bit of a bonus. Just completed with this number of turns. We only have 3 turns left. Oh, what do we just have to be at war with them? We have to take that settlement. Yeah, just be at war with them. If I go to war with them, though, and I don't have troops in position to defend, it could leave me in a bad place. But I could use this other army. Those beastmen up and disappeared on me again. How about I go ahead and move over here? Then let's go in with Teclis, and let's say, hey, we will join some wars with the Howler tribe and take a non-aggression pact. About that. And I'll take some of your money.
If you say so.
I do say so, in fact. I do say so. These guys are at war with Sartosa. Okay. Sweet. So that got me the reward from that other mission, which also gets me some cash. Which then leaves me in a position to upgrade to the brass works here. So it's going to allow me to upgrade to a mausoleum here with the rest of that money. So let's do that.
I should take your advice.
To the next turn. I don't believe the Caravan of Blue Roses has any settlements left. Yeah, they're down to 0 settlements. So they would probably attack me out of desperation here. Don't really have another choice. Reduce corruption. Alright, there we go. We're making a little bit better income. For the Tomb King, it's actually pretty decent income. But again, winning some battles is going to bring us our quickest income, so we will continue to work on that. Yep, here's the caravan. They are going to attack. It says I'm going to take medium casualties. I highly disagree. that I'll be taking any medium casualties from this battle. Let's go ahead and take care of this one personally, just so that we can avoid more replenishment, because it is wholly unnecessary at this point. Yeah, I mean, we're going to wreck them with the casket from range, and we're going to be targeting that grave guard with great weapon. And then as far as their leaders go, that vampire... This necromancer will 100% be weak to my archers. We also have the sepulchral stalkers. Should be quite good at that, but I'm pretty sure that that vampire lord in charge of this army might also be vulnerable to my missiles. I have some tomb guard with which to form a front line and some spears. Be like this. I'll put some skeletons in behind just to add some blockage there, and then we do have the single skeleton archer unit here. I've got all this garbage that came from the settlement. I'll just hide it back here in the woods. Our sepulchral stalkers can vanguard deploy, by the way. I think I will. So can my skeleton horse archers. Okay, this should work rather nicely. Just like that. That'll work. Our army situated. Let's get our infantry. I like them in a defensive stance with the Tomb Kings. Defensive stance on my archer, and a defensive stance on my artillery. And then my artillery we will choose first, and we will immediately target the high priority Graveguard Great Weapon. And then I'm going to give them a little sepulchral stalking here as well. That is a vampire lord, so he's got a shield and armor, so we will target instead. Okay, there we go. Got a shot off. Let's just fall back here. We will draw these dire wolves, which are quite fast, by the way. Draw the dire wolves in. Dire wolves are an excellent counter to our skeleton archers. Alright, they caught my sepulchral stalkers over here. I'm actually going to just try and fall away from that fight. See if I can ignore the bats. And my skeleton horse archers escape rather quickly and safely. Start swinging around the flanks. The Kepra Tomb Guard, along with my lord, easily going to deal with. So let's bring the sepulchral stalkers back in. Alright, we have mostly neutralized that Graveguard Great Weapon. We can use this incantation of desiccation to further our progress there. And it sounds like our character really needs a lozenge there. I mean, he is really choking on those words. Okay, let's get in there. Let's target there, and our lord go there. Tomb Prince to help out here. And him on his chariot, I just launched their lord. That was appropriate. And a little bit of Helm of Discord. Let's go hit those zombies. Pull that over to help against the zombies. Necromancer is having to spend all of his magic to protect himself. Let's do a little help here with the skeleton chariots. Swing around. Pull up closer. Let's hit point blank with these missiles. We are doing a lot of damage. He's just healing himself. Yeah, like those sepulchral stalkers getting involved here. They are such cool looking units. Get a close up on them. Tomb King's constructs are really fun. There we go. Just gonna melt that necromancer. And let's hop in there. Let's get right up in behind these units and feed him some attention. Let's just cease fire there with the casket because it is just not necessary. Necromancer's just getting a face full of arrows. He is very vulnerable to that, and the sepulchral stalkers melting away that vampire chaff over there. Gotta love it. Yeah, no medium casualties there, was there? In fact, let's take a look there. We lost 32 entities out of 1,015. So, yeah, like, what, 3% of our army? Doesn't seem medium to me. I feel like medium would need to be somewhere between, like, 25 to, like, 50% or so. Like, we weren't anywhere near there. So nice try, though. Auto-resolve. Nice try. Good to hear. Kepler Tomb Guard, by the way, has been an amazing add in this army, and it's only 500 gold if you take it, but I will take the 500 because every little bit counts here. I won't need the replenishment. We're doing okay on canopic jars at the moment. Eventually, we'll really up our canopic jar production. And of course, if you up that earlier in the game, these guys are no, they're not going to declare war. They want a agreement with me. I am not granting said agreement because I do intend to make war on them and take those gemstones. Those will be quite good for the mortuary cult. It should be. Yep, faction destroyed. So we have rid ourselves of vampiric filth. I'm going to move up towards the Skaven. However, prior to making that move, we should check something, which is I do have 3 more Nehekara warriors and a Tomb Guard available to me, which would be quite helpful for this army. So let us get rid of these skeleton warriors and replace them. 1, 2, 3, 4. That army will now be substantially stronger. Then we will move forward. And should be in a good spot there. So we got our agreement. I still don't have military access with Texas, and he doesn't wish to give it to me. I am going to have to cross his land at some point to get to our common enemy. I can move right here. Then I can kind of just quickly cut across the edge of his territory. And if I do make it out in front of him, I might be able to secure an entire province here, potentially. So we will keep an eye on that as it unfolds. King Wakaff levels up again. I'm going to increase his replenishment capabilities. Maybe replenish troops here as well. And finish up Conqueror. Got Woundmaker. Yeah, let's go ahead and finish Conqueror. Well, no, we'll put the point in Woundmaker because eventually we can unlock Desert Strike, which is going to replace Tomb Strike, which gives huge buff to weapon damage and melee attack. Very, very useful. We only have a little bit of money. Nothing super substantial. I think I'm just going to save it. And let's end our turn here. Wonder if Teclis is going to move on Serpent's Fang. If he does move this turn, he'll beat me to it. If he does not move, I can feasibly maybe beat him to it. It depends on whether he can reach it in a single move. I can beat him to Serpent's Fang, though. That's more territory, potentially, for us to grab. That is territory that I do wish to own. Okay. Rank gain for Wakaff. Right, we got some Canopic Jars by another successful mission. I am going to be trespassing just briefly, but Teclis should have just given me permission instead of being a butthole.
Great disservice.
So, yeah, don't be a butt. Give me military access if you want me to help you in a war. These guys are raiding a bunch of money off of me down here. And I have had just about enough of them. Oh, I was going to go for the Skaven, but I'm going to go ahead and go hunt those guys down. We have a decent bit of money. Let's see what the most... Actually, if I save it, I could get some good buildings on the next turn here. So let's take care of our skill point instead. Animate. That's going to give extra leadership. Let's just finish up Soul Reaper there. And end another one. Alright, this will allow us to put a strike on those greenskins. I'll try and close the distance to the beastmen. They keep moving around. They're obviously moving through the beast paths, and it's making it hard for me to see and catch them. If I declare war on them, they could get away from me and knock out one of my settlements, which would suck, because the money that we have to spend to fix it is kind of hard to come by as the Tomb Keeps, unless we're getting extremely frequent battles. Then it's not such a big loss. What I'm going to do now is probably enter an ambush stance so they can't see me approach. So we will move our way up there. Again, now we have a decent bit of cash. I've opened up a new building slot here, which will allow me to get a Tomb Scorpion. I really want a Tomb Scorpion. They are quite nice. And I'm going to take this army in. We do have a skill point here in our Tomb Prince. And we'll throw that into Devastating Charge, or, I mean, Plate Armor is good too. Devastating Charge is good. Alright, there we go. Let's wipe these guys out at Serpent's Fang, and then we could get to the Beast Stone. Alright, so a good episode. We won our victory against Ghorst. We have another war front opened here. We got a hold of Serpent's Fang. It's not really the building I want there, but Beast Stone and Pillar of Bones. Is Teclis at war with the folks at Pillar of Bones?
You can know no rest, but must you play
No, he is not. Okay. Does have a trade agreement though with the Emperor of Winter over there. They are starting to dislike me, probably because of my trespass strategic threat. I don't really have much to offer these guys at the moment. Sartosa is fighting them. If I could help them against Sartosa, they would probably appreciate it. I don't have a huge threat from Sartosa since I'm up here in the mountain, but Sartosa could come attack me if I join their war. And I don't know how much it would get me to join that war. But anyway, there you go. Another episode of the Old World. We are solidifying our foothold here on our southernmost position. I am going to do a little bit of focus here against this tribe here. Southern World's Edge. The Chaos Dwarves are not far out, and we don't really want to stir up that pot at the moment. That's not what I would prefer, though I do kind of want to help these dwarves against the Skaven if I get the opportunity. I will see you all in the next episode. HeirofCarthage signing out for now.